How's it going? Jesse here, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to create a backbone, the power behind saying no, and having personal boundaries. So this is a topic that is very, very dear to me, because in the past I didn't have a backbone. So before I get into it, let's describe a backbone. So it's basically, I'm not just talking about our spine, I'm talking about someone that's not a pushover, someone that's not gonna have someone tell them to do this and that and just say, yes master, I'll do it, aka the people pleaser, as in the previous video I was talking about. So having a backbone means like you're just fucking sturdy and you're not gonna give so easily to other people trying to manipulate you. And the people that are the most vulnerable to this, who are most likely to be manipulated and controlled against their will, when I say against their will, it could be that, and also they could be completely unconscious that it's happening. That's the most scariest part. So there could be people around you right now who you consider friends, that are manipulating you, that are controlling you, making you do this and that for them, and you just don't see it. Maybe there might have been warning signs there, but you're gonna have to be very honest with yourself and ask your close friends to see if you are being a victim to this. So cultivating a backbone helps you prevent all that from happening. You really take control of your life. You're not a pushover. You have a clear direction where you're headed. You're very selfish in the sense of, why should I do this favor? Or like, what is it? What's the benefit in it for me? The thing is, people pleasers and people who don't have backbones usually have a very, very difficult time of saying no. They're very easily socially influenced to do things that they don't want to do because they just like, okay, yeah, I'll do it for you. Because I'm trying to enter the headspace when I was someone who didn't have a backbone. I would be more concerned of pleasing the other person. I would be more concerned of like, I didn't want to disappoint them. I don't want them to view me in different lights, more so than myself. And anyone that is a manipulator or likes to, let's just say manipulator, these victims are the perfect victim for them because they don't have a backbone. They won't say no. And that goes into having personal boundaries. These people who don't have backbones don't have a personal boundary. They'll just do whatever. They don't know what boundaries are. So personal boundaries, it's just this fucking firm line. If I draw a line right in front of me and whoever I'm talking to, like, do not cross this line. I'm dead serious. This is a personal boundary of mine. Don't cross it. You make it very clear that it's unacceptable, that you're not kidding around. But people haven't really thought too much into it, or maybe they have, but that's basically what personal boundaries are. And if you want to, there's two parts to this. One part is you have a rough idea exactly what your boundaries are. Say, for example, I will not tolerate random strangers disrespecting myself or my friends. I'll go up and say something. I'll confront them. I'll literally just confront them and do what I do. And the second part is when you don't really know what a personal boundary is. Basically, you're developing personal boundaries. So you're not yet aware of it. You're unconscious of it, but it's kind of brewing in the back of your mind. So a really good scenario would be, got this from Dr. Jordan Peterson. So say I'm going to go visit you at your office, and we're going to have a meeting. We're going to talk about whatever. And as soon as I get in, we're sitting across the table from each other. You see me put up my feet on your table. And on your side, you're just kind of like aware of it, like, I have a weird emotion spike right there. I noticed that Jesse is having his foot on the table, but I'm going to ignore it. This is the first time it's happened, so I'm going to continue the conversation. And let's say that meeting end. And then that's over, then let's say the next day, our second meeting. I come up, to your office and I do the same exact thing, and now you're like, wait a minute, he just did it again. Okay, this is the second time. This could be something here. So you want to do it like a strike three system. So you let it go, but you notice it's happened twice. So then next time, if I do it, you do know this is a firm personal boundary. So let's say that second meeting's over, I go home, and then the following day we meet again. And then you notice on that third meeting, I come up, do the same exact thing, and I put up my feet on the table. And now that's strike three. And now in your mind, you know that, okay, this is a personal boundary. There's something that happened in my past, my upbringing, my values, that this is just unacceptable. And the key part here is on that strike three, make sure that you actually say something. Because if you decide to bite your lip again and again and again, it will brew and it will explode. So when that strike three does happen, you go in and you say, hey, Jesse, this is gonna sound kind of weird, but I'm kind of a bit paranoid. I don't like it when people put up their foot on my table. I kind of find it disrespectful. I don't know, it's just my upbringing. It's not like a personal attack on you, but it's just something that I don't like in my office. Could you please put your foot down? And just like that, I'll be respectful. I'm like, oh shit, I had no idea. Sorry, just something I always do back at home, which is very common. I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. And we continue our conversation, and our third meeting comes to an end, and that's it. So that's the strike three system when you know that this is like an established personal boundary. I'm trying to think what else I want to add on to that. Strike three, and yeah, basically, you want to start kind of being very clear on what your personal boundaries are, because if you allow others to keep on passing your personal boundaries, and you're someone who doesn't have a backbone but does know your personal boundary, but you won't say something because you're scared of conflict. If you're scared of conflict, that's a whole other thing that you need to work on, because it's going to happen all the time. The thing is, when you decide to bite your lip every time when a personal boundary is crossed, there's like a value counter on the back of your mind, which is kind of keeping track of all your conscious and unconscious behaviors. So, and when that type of situation does arise, a little bit of your self-esteem diminishes every single time you don't say something, you don't verbalize something that's crossed your boundary. You're putting that other person above yourself, and that's not a good feeling. Your self-esteem will go down, your confidence will go down, you'll be very soft-spoken. I'm trying to think of like previous behaviors I had. Your body language changes. You think like you're at the bottom of the totem pole. You value everyone else's opinion above yourself. You don't value what you have to say, and it gets to a really dark place. So imagine if you've been doing that day after day, week after week, month after month, and then years upon years, you keep on doing this. It does some damages to your psyche, and it's not a good place to be. So when you listen to this, be aware of that. Be aware of every time, assuming that you've established a strike three system already, and you do know your personal boundaries. Let's just say you're very firm on your personal boundary. You know of it now, and you want to cultivate that backbone. Start verbalizing. Start getting into those conflicts. Just say, hey, that's not cool, man. Like I didn't appreciate that you did that. Like that really hurt my feelings. Like just straight up say it. Just do it. It's gonna be very good for your self-esteem. And apart from that, like also saying no. There's a lot of people who have a tendency of not having a backbone. They say yes to everything, literally everything, even when it's not beneficial to themselves. They just do it to please others. And the thing is, in this type of life, man, like you have to be so selfish with your time. Can't be too generous with your time. And no is, I think, the best kind of shield to hold back those forces of people trying to pull you from left and right. And the thing is, when you have a weak shield, when you don't say no, you get your entire life is run by other people instead of yourself, and you never accomplish what you truly wanted to do. So you have to start saying no. So for me personally, now, whenever an opportunity does arise to hang out with a friend or with dinners with some people, or whatever I'm doing or places I'm traveling to, I really be honest with myself and be extremely selfish with my thoughts, and just asking myself, how is this going to benefit me? How what am I going to get out of it? Sure, I come from this is you also have to cultivate the whole over you're the overflowing cup already, because your presence just provides value. So you have to be there first. That's in the previous video I talked about. So assuming that that's where you're at right now, it's okay for you to be thinking like, yeah, how is this going to benefit me? It's your time that's being on the line here, and when you see that's not going to benefit you, just say no to the opportunity. That's it. Like, it's just something that I don't value. I'm working on other things right now. I have other plans. Take it or leave it. That's it. You have nothing to lose. Um, so when you start this habit of more often saying no, there's and also having personal boundaries. There is a strong power that comes with this. There's a power that comes with having a backbone. This is just through observation amongst my inner circles. They've seen me kind of take this to another level the past like year and a half or so, and a couple of them, very nice of them to say, but they, at first, they told me like, man, when things were happening, when they first started noticing this behavior amongst myself, they thought to themselves like, oh man, that's kind of rude of Jesse. That's not cool. Like, da da da. They just had whatever they thought. So they never said it to me, but I can read off of their facial expression. And I'm pretty sure conversations like that went behind the scenes, which I'm not mad about. It wasn't cool, but I had to be selfish. The thing is, when I caught up with these two individuals that saw me in my more cultivating my backbone and saying no to things and also having my personal boundaries, they both said like, man, like at first when I saw you do the things you did, I thought it was fucked up. I thought it was not cool and da da da. But now, like, I see why you did it, and I have so much immense respect for you. So much so that it came to a point where I was having a call. My friend scheduled a call with me, the one of them that said this, and I guess on his calendar he thought it was like a day earlier, but it was the following day, and then he just texted me apologizing and like really sorry. And I just told him, well, it's all good. It's actually the next day. But when we spoke on our phone call, and the call was about to end, he just wanted to take a moment of like appreciation, saying like how he notices how I've really increased my own self-respect and how my boundaries are so firm, and I'm willing to do a lot of things to stick to that, to live within my own morals and do what's right, my own integrity. And it made him feel like, fuck, like I don't want to get on Jesse's bad side. I don't want to do anything that would harm that relationship. It's, yeah, from there, like, they just like started to realize like, man, like if Jesse's doing that, I should start doing that more myself. And all of a sudden, when I lift myself up, my friends see that, they want to lift themselves to another standard as well, and that's a really beautiful thing. So yeah, to wrap it all up, don't be a fucking bitch boy out here in today's society. That's in my video before this. I talked about how there's a fuckload of people pleasers out there trying to placate to everyone else, trying to make everyone else happy besides themselves, and sacrificing their own individuality. And it's a fucking sad thing. And you gotta fucking grow a backbone, cultivate a backbone, start saying no to things that aren't gonna benefit you, and from there also like have some fucking personal boundaries, man. If people cross that personal boundary, fucking say something. Get into that conflict. Stick up for yourself, because your self-esteem is on the line. And let's just say you don't know what your personal boundaries are. Do that 3-step system, that 3 strikeout system. On that third time you notice it, fucking say something. Don't keep on biting your lip, because I've learned from my own personal experiences. I did that, and yeah, there's been relationships I cut out because I bit my lip for too long, but it still benefit me. I mean, to do that. I mean, I know I will never do that again. If I notice that a personal boundary is being stepped over again and again, I'm gonna fucking say it, because I have a track record of cutting out people completely because they cross my personal boundary, and it's worth the sacrifice. Now my relationships are even better than before. I know myself even more, and how willing I am to go to stick to for me to do what's morally right for myself and people that are really close to me. So I hope you enjoyed that video, this video, and I'll see you next time.